If you want a high-end pre-built gaming PC, this video is going to be for you. I will show you the best high-end computers that will allow you to play at 1440p and 4K ultra settings with very high FPS. All the links to these computers will be down below in the video description. With that being said, let's start. With the first PC, we have the iViPower Y40 from Amazon. This one has the Ryzen 9 7900X and the RX 7900 XTX for the GPU, alongside 32 gigs of DDR5 memory, a 2TB NVMe SSD, and Windows 11 installed. Now, for $2,300, this is actually a pretty good deal considering you are getting one of the fastest GPUs in the entire market. In terms of performance, from the latest test from TechSpot on a 12 frame average at 4K resolution, ultra settings, and I'm talking about high demanding titles here, such as Cyberpunk 2077 and The Last of Us Part 1, the RX 7900 XTX was able to average 93 FPS, which is the fastest GPU in the entire chart, right after the RTX 4090, which is much more expensive. So here you are getting top tier rasterization performance at 4K, even if you want to play on ultra settings on the latest, most high demanding titles. And if you want to play games like Valorant and CS2, you can expect over 360 plus FPS on average in these type of shooters. However, if your main game is Fortnite, then I would recommend you going with an Nvidia GPU and getting the next PC. Talking about the next PC, this one is the Skytech Legacy. This is one of the newest PCs from Skytech and it's $2,750, so quite more expensive than the iViPower from Amazon. But here you get the Ryzen 7 7800X3D, which is arguably the fastest gaming CPU in the entire market. You get a 420 all-in-one liquid cooler, which is amazing if you want to have a beefy CPU down the line, because the 7800X3D is very power efficient actually. And then for the graphics card, you get the RTX 4080 Super, which is one of the best graphics cards overall in the entire market, not just for gaming, and I will talk about that in a second. But before doing that, I want to say that this PC has 32 gigs of DDR5 memory as well, 2TB of NVMe Gen 4 SSD, and a 1000 watt 80 plus gold power supply. Overall, amazing system for gaming, content creation, and multitasking. The RTX 4080 Super, in terms of gaming performance, on that same 12 frame average at 4K resolution, was able to average 85 FPS. And yes, even though this one is slightly slower than the 7900 XTX and it's more expensive, here you're getting features from Nvidia such as a better level of ray tracing if you are interested in turning that on. And for you to see the difference, at 1440p on a 10 game average with ray tracing on, the 4080 Super was able to average over 100 FPS, while the 7900 XTX 77 FPS. So the difference there is crazy. Not only that, but you also get DLSS, which is the better upscaler, and you will get a better image quality, and in my opinion this is an important feature when it comes to 4K resolution. And then overall you get a better GPU for content creation apps and 3D rendering, but of course that will depend on the software that you use. I think this one is the best overall PC in the entire video because it's not the most expensive one, but it will get the job done in most scenarios. And if you want the best of the best for gaming, I recommend you getting the Omen 45L. This one has the i9 13900K alongside the RTX 4090. You get a 1TB SSD storage, a 1TB hard drive, and 16 gigs of RAM. This PC is going for $3,180, and in terms of gaming performance, on that 12 frame average I've been mentioning, the RTX 4090 was able to average 112 FPS, which is a very high number and a very smooth experience, especially since we are talking about high demanding titles on ultra settings. If you want to play easy to run titles such as Valorant, CS2, or any type of shooter like Fortnite for example, you can expect well over 360 plus FPS on average in competitive settings, so you can buy a very high refresh rate monitor even for 4K resolution. So yes, here you will get the best performance, and I would only recommend this system if you don't care about spending over $3,000 on a PC. And if you want a better system than this one, it's not going to be that much better in terms of gaming performance, and it's only going to be better for other tasks. And I will talk about that in a second, but I will tell you my only complaint about this PC, and that is that it comes with 16 gigs of RAM, but this is an easy upgrade. For around $90 you can get a new 32 gigs of RAM kit, and then it's going to be fixed. Now, if you even have more money to spend, I recommend the Skytech Azure PC from Amazon. This one has the Ryzen 7 7800X3D, once again arguably arguably the fastest CPU in the market, the RTX 4090, a 1TB Gen 4 SSD, and 32 gigs of DDR5 memory. So here you get more RAM than the Omen 45L, but as I said before, you can get the 45L and for a cheaper price get 32 gigs of DDR5 memory. So I believe the Omen 45L is the better option in terms of price to performance if you want the RTX 4090. But this Azure PC is great. You don't have to install the RAM yourself. You get the 7800X3D and a very good PC overall for the future. And then if you just want to spend the maximum amount of money that you can spend on a system and you want it to be good, then the Legacy from Skytech, the upgraded version, is going to be your best bet. This one has the i9 14900K, a 420 all-in-one liquid cooler, which is going to be much needed for that CPU. Then you get the RTX 4090 for the GPU, of course, 2TB of Gen 4 SSD, 64 gigs of DDR5 memory, which is going to be enough not only for gaming but also for content creation, 3D rendering, productivity work, anything you want to do inside of this system. So with this one you can do anything you want, and of course it's going to be the most expensive one at $4,100. But if you are willing to spend this amount of money, I believe this PC is going to be the best option for you, and you basically have no limits. If you want to see cheaper PCs for 1440p and 1080p resolution, you will have my video on the best pre-built PCs of the month for every budget and every resolution in the top right of the screen. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next one.